Brian Tracy has a quote, and I'll read off this paper. The ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success. Today we're going to talk about delaying gratification in fitness and in business. We're going to look at the definition of delayed gratification. We're going to look at the prerequisite for delayed gratification. We're going to look at what instant gratification looks like in fitness. We're going to look at the negatives of instant gratification, and we are also going to look at ways to cultivate the mindset of delaying gratification. Alright, now let us define what delayed gratification means. Delayed gratification is the ability for you to sacrifice short-term pleasure at the altar of long-term gain. Now, the purpose of this definition, the purpose of us defining what delayed gratification is to understand that the instant gratification, that is the short-term reward, and the long-term reward are also pleasurable, right? Are both pleasurable. That is why most times we go for the instant reward, because we have not built ourselves to delay the gratification, to delay that instant pleasure, that instant sweetness, that instant dopamine boost for us to get something more pleasurable later in the future. All right, so the sacrifice, the ability to sacrifice that pleasure that comes right now for us to gain a bigger pleasure, for us to gain a more valuable pleasure in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, 10 years. The ability to do that is what we know, is what it is known as delayed gratification. Now, what is the prerequisite for delayed gratification? What is going to make you want to delay gratification in the first place? Only one thing will make you to refuse the pleasure of today in order to gain pleasure of tomorrow. Only one thing, and that is purpose. That is a mission. If you do not have a purpose that you are pursuing, if you do not have a mission that you are on, if you are not on a journey, then 100% you know we even get anything where you want, like waiting you want delay for, right? If I do not have something I want to gain in the next 1 year, if I do not have something I want to gain in the next 2 years, then anything that comes today, I'll take it, right? Because why should I miss it if I'm not pursuing something bigger tomorrow, right? So if I do not have a purpose of building a big business, if I do not have a purpose of making ₦1 billion, now you give me something small today, you give me a job today, you give me ₦1 million today to fulfill my future, like do I even have a future in the first place, right? So the single prerequisite for delayed gratification is purpose, is a mission, is an intentional journey, right? Now, what does instant gratification looks like in fitness and in business? Now, having been in fitness for almost 2 decades now, 18 years, and been in business for a longer time, right, I have gotten to realize that the principles of fitness and the principles of business are synonymous, right? Fitness and business, they go all hand in hand. And I am blessed right now that after so many years of doing my entrepreneurial journey separately and doing my fitness journey separately, after so many years of doing them separately, at the end of the day, I am aligning them together, right? Doing my business in fitness, making me to understand fully that yes, these principles are together, right? So what does delayed gratification looks like, right? I have 6 points. Here. Number 1, indulging in unhealthy cravings. Now, you are in fitness, you are trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain muscles. You understand that going to the gym is just like 30% of the work. Like I saw a post the other day, and it said that everybody can work out for an hour, right? Everybody can work out for an hour, but the ability to control what goes in your plate, what goes in your tummy, what goes in your system, the other 23 hours is what really makes you to stand out, right? Everybody can come to the gym, we have a program written down, you just come, you lift whatever you want to lift, you do whatever you want to do, and you go. But The time after leaving the gym is what really makes you, right? So indulging in unhealthy craving, that will give you that instant satisfaction, right? The weather is hot right now. Right now, where I am in Nigeria, the weather is extremely hot. So I was hearing a client the other day saying that the weather is freaking hot, like Coke. It is only Coke that does the magic right now, right? It is in fact two bottles. She takes two bottles of Coke every day to calm down the temperature and all of that. Now, taking these things gives you some feeling of instant pleasure, some feeling of instant reward, right? Instant satisfaction. It gives you that calm, it gives you that aha moment, right? But in the long run, what does it do to you in the long run, right? So being able to sacrifice that bottle of chilled ice Coke, being able to sacrifice that plate of, or that pack of burger, that shawarma, that soft bread, right? It is a sacrifice because it is not easy to do. That is why it is called a sacrifice, because it is not easy to do, right? But being able to sacrifice that for a more healthy food is what delayed gratification means, right? The next one now, snoozing your alarm in the morning. We all know say sleep is sweet pass for morning. 4 a.m., 5 a.m. That is when sleep is more pleasurable, right? But that is also the time that you're supposed to wake up in the morning and go for a run and go for a jog, right? But now, if your alarm rings in the morning, if your alarm rings by 4 a.m., by 4:30 a.m., by 5:30 a.m., and a part of you wakes up, a part of you is still asleep. That part of you that wakes up will be conscious that the weather is soft and sweet. Will be conscious that cold breeze is coming in from the window. Will be conscious that the mosquitoes have gone to bed. So right now is the time where you can sleep without any disturbance of mosquitoes. Right? That part of you that is awake will be conscious of all of these things, and will be conscious of where the phone is for you to press that snooze button. But pressing that snooze button now, for you to think that just get like 30 more minutes of sleep, 1 hour minutes of sleep, that button, that snooze button that you press is an instant gratification that is standing on your way of earning a greater value in the future, right? So snoozing your alarm button in the morning is a form of instant gratification. It gives you this immediate pleasure, this immediate satisfaction, right? This immediate reward that puts your long-term goal at risk, right? But your ability to wake up, whether you have enough sleep or not, whether the breeze blowing is as sweet as the breeze in Iceland, right? Like, just your ability to wake up and tie your shoelace and go for a morning run is you delaying that immediate gratification, so that at the end of the day you're going to get something more valuable. And something more valuable will not come at that moment, will not come in like 1 month, it will not come in 2 months, in 1 year. As a matter of fact, you will begin to enjoy that value immediately you get out of your gates, immediately you get out of your house. You're going to begin to feel that sense of confidence, that sense of fulfillment, right? That yes, I got out, yes, I am now on the road, right? You're going to begin to feel that sense of ownership, like I own this road, like I own myself. I said I was going to do this thing and now I am doing it. And when you get to run, at the end of the run, there's something called runner's high, right? You're going to feel some dopamine boost, some endorphin boost, like you're going to feel some sense of reward, which is far more greater than the reward that will come if you press that snooze button. Right? So number 3 is indulging in unnecessary conversations in the gym. When you come to the gym, I always preach and I always advise that you have to know what to do before you step into the gym. And as a matter of fact, here in the Great God Gym, we have our workout scheduled for the year all lined up, quarter by quarter. We are done with Q1. We are in Q2 now. In Q1, we did the annual split. In Q2, now we are doing the PPL, right? And The workout for every day is written on the board. I always advise that before you get into the gym, have your workout plan already. Now, when you get to the gym and you have your workout plan and you know that you're leaving the gym in 1 hour, you're leaving the gym in 1 hour, 30 minutes, and you have all of these programs to do, but some group of people beside you are discussing the Real Madrid Arsenal match. They are discussing the Real Madrid Barcelona match, right? They are discussing the Man U Chelsea match, and you are so tempted to join them. Like, you are a football fanatic, you are a Man U fan, and you are all energetic, you want to join them, but you have this program to do, and this program, you don't have time to finish it, but there is this temptation. So your ability to deny yourself the pleasure of arguing with those people, the ability to deny yourself the reward that comes from analyzing, from speaking out and shouting out all the analysis that you know about the match that just happened the night before, the pleasure that comes with that, the ability to deny yourself all of that and stick to your workout, maybe till after your workout, is what delayed gratification is in this case, right? Now, if you indulge in these conversations now, you are getting an immediate gratification, right? That is what instant gratification looks like. At the end of the day, you're going to find out that there is no more time for you to work out. You're going to find out that you're already late for the office. You're going to find out that you're already late for that meeting. You're going to find out that you don't even have the energy anymore. You use all your mental and physical energy to shout. You use all your time to argue, and you don't have any time left, which is going to affect that goal you have to lose weight, that goal you have to build muscles, that goal you have for the future, right? It is going to affect. Now, that is number 3. Number 4 now, scrolling through social media, instant gratification, scrolling through social media. Now, scrolling through social media might not be a bad thing, but if you find yourself binging, right, you are consuming social media without any direction, without any purpose, like you're just shuttling between Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Reels and WhatsApp status. You're just shuttling without any direction. Meanwhile, you have something to do. Meanwhile, you have, in fact, you see people in the gym in between sets, they'll be scrolling. They'll be scrolling so much in between sets that they now begin to overrest. Right? So you see someone scrolling in between sets for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, scrolling. You're going to think that, okay, this person is maybe doing something important, but at the end of the day, just scrolling social media, that if I ask you what you're doing, what you just watched right now, you won't even remember, right? You are a business person and you have some work to do, and you have some strategies to make, you have some things to write, you have some things to do, but you just keep going to your phone. The moment you decide that, okay, you want to off your phone to do something, you just feel like there is this thing that you are missing out. There is this thing that you are missing out. Meanwhile, there is nothing that you are missing out, right? Now, the ability for you to drop your phone by the side and walk out, the ability for you to drop your phone by the side and read that business book, the ability for you to drop your phone by the side and write that strategy, like write out that plan, write out the strategy to achieve this goal, right? The ability for you to drop your phone aside is you now delaying that instant gratification, that instant pleasure that you're going to get by scrolling social media. You watch one reels now, pleasure, dopamine, you scroll to the next one, you laugh, 30 seconds, 1 minute, you enjoy, pleasure, you scroll, before you know you're hooked. Before you know, time has passed. Before you know, it is now evening. Before you know, it is night. Before you know, it is deep in the night that you don't even have enough time to sleep anymore. Before you know, you are suffering from insomnia. Very dangerous instant gratification. Now, the 5th one now, impulse buying. Impulse buying. You are a business person and you have so much expenses at the end of the month. Right? As an entrepreneur, you have your payroll, you have your other expenses, right, that you need to incur, or that you have even already incurred, that you need to settle at the end of the month. But you are going home one day and you saw something, a shoe maybe, a dress maybe, a bag maybe, you know, something that you can eat maybe, and you know that you do not have this money, but because of I need to buy this thing now, I need to feel good right now, you just perceive that if you buy this thing you're going to feel good. Maybe it's not even about buying the thing, maybe it is even about who you are buying the thing from. Right? Maybe you want to prove yourself to someone. Maybe you don't want someone to look down on you. Someone came to advertise for you, and you know that you don't need this thing. You know that this thing is going to affect your expense for the month, but you want to feel good by making someone think that you are actually, I don't know, right? So buying that thing is an example of instant gratification. But delaying that thing, telling yourself that you do not need this thing, telling yourself that you do not have money for this thing, telling yourself that buying this thing is going to hinder my expense for this month, and if it hinders my expense for this month, I'm going to delay in my payroll, I'm going to delay in settling whatever debt I have at the end of the month, I'm going to delay in paying this expense. Right? Telling yourself that and telling yourself that no, I'm not going to incur this expense, I'm not going to buy this, is delaying that instant gratification for a more better, valuable reward in the long term. And number 6 now, training only visible muscles. Right? In the gym, you mostly see people, especially people who do not have a good foundation in fitness, right? Who just find themselves in the gym or find themselves in access to fitness equipment. What they mostly work out is their chest and their arms, right? Their chest, their arms. They neglect the back, they neglect the legs, they neglect the abs, they neglect even the arms. They just work on the biceps, just coiling and bench press, right? Now, the ability for you to tell yourself that I am coming to the gym today and I am not going to work my chest, neither am I going to work my arms, but I'm going to work my legs. Even though if I work my legs, even if my legs are big, I am still going to be wearing trousers, nobody will see them, but at the end of the day, I know they are very, very, very important for the general physique, general strength, general health, cardiovascular health, and all of that, right? The ability for you to tell yourself that this is what I'm going to do, I'm not going to work on this muscle that will make me look all big and look all masculine and look all that, is delayed gratification. If you delay that, you're going to find out that at the end of the month, at the end of the period of time, you'll see that you have a very complete physique. You have the legs, you have the chest, you have the arms, you have the back, you have everywhere else. You'll even get to discover that that thing that even brings out the aesthetics of a man, it's not even all about the chest and the arms, even though they contribute, but it is about balance, right? It is about balance. So now let's look at the negatives of instant gratification. Number 1, shortened attention span. Now, you'd see that most of the things that give instant gratification are things that just happen in the short term. Like, it happens instant, right? Say, for example, social media now. Most of the reels, most of the skits, most of the things we watch in social media are very short, like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. As a matter of fact, right now, if your video does not catch somebody in the first, I think it used to be 10 seconds, now it's like 5 or 3 seconds. If it doesn't catch their attention in the first 3 to 5 seconds, then you're not going to watch your video, right? Because the whole thing has dropped down the attention span. So nobody wants to invest like time now to watch something to the end, to watch something to the middle. Why? Because despite the fact that it is valuable, maybe at the end or in the middle, they are used to getting instant pleasure at the beginning, right? So you see that most people can't focus anymore, right? You can't focus on a long-term goal. You can't focus on a long-term assignment. You can't focus on a long-term project. You can't sit down for 30 minutes to read a book. Like your attention can't seem to focus. Right, so that is the negative of instant gratification. You are used to having instant pleasure. You are used to having instant reward, instant gain that you can't even sit down. You can't even think of delaying that for something better, right? So shorten attention span. Number two, lack of self-control. Lack of self-control. You'd see food in the plate, junk. You'd see soda in the fridge, looking at you eye to eye, and you can't control yourself because there is this pleasure that comes when you drink this thing. There is this satisfaction that comes when you drink this sugar, when you drink this thing that is cold, that will immediately you drink it from your first sip, there is already pleasure. Your brain will already release the sense of pleasure, right? Your brain will already tell you that this feels good, right? When you eat that cake, when you eat, like it is instant. So you seem over time to lose the ability to control yourself, and it spread across everything. Spread across everything in your business, right? You see that you don't have that self-control anymore to keep money. You don't have that self-control anymore to save money, right? Because the moment a client pays, the moment you make a sale, you want to go and buy that thing so that you can impress. You want to go and buy that thing so that you can impress. You want to buy that thing so that you can wear, so that you can eat, so that you can, you can't tell yourself, you can't ask yourself, you can't get yourself to save this money, right? You can't get yourself to invest this money. You want it now. You don't have the control, you don't have the self-control to deny yourself, right? And finally, business struggle, right? So business struggle, fitness struggle. You see that after you finish making that noise in the gym, that you don't have time to work out anymore. After you eat the cake, you drink the coke, you will discover that you're not having the physique that you wish to have, right? After all the impulse buying, after all the spending, you realize that you can't pay your staff anymore, and your staff are not performing, your staff are leaving, right? So you're going to be struggling, your business is going to be struggling, right? Your body is going to be struggling. You are coming to work, yes. You are coming to the shop, yes, but there is nothing to show for it. You are coming to the gym, yes, but there is nothing to show for it. Why? Because you are always chasing that instant reward. You're always chasing that now. Let's get the pleasure now. Let's get the pleasure now, right? So these are the negatives for instant gratification, right? Now, let's look at ways now to cultivate the mindset of delayed gratification. Ways to cultivate the mindset of delayed gratification. Everything starts with the mindset, right? Everything starts with a mindset. I have 5 points here, and first one is you have to find your why. Now, talking about the purpose that I mentioned in the first place, like what is the purpose that you have? Which journey are you on? What is your mission that you are on, right? Now you have to find your why. Why are you going to the gym in the first place? Why did you decide to go to the gym in the first place? Are you going to the gym to lose weight so you can fit into your wedding dress? Are you going to the gym to lose weight so that you can gain back your confidence? Are you going to the gym to lose weight so that you can avoid getting sick, diabetes, high blood pressure, so that you can live a healthy life, or so that you can walk your granddaughter down the aisle so that you live longer? Are you going so that you build muscles to be aesthetically pleasing? Why are you going to the gym in the first place? What is your why? Why did you decide to start this business of buying and selling? Why did you decide to start this business of fitness? Why did you decide to start this business of whatever business you are doing, right? What is your why? And if you know your why, you're going to be able to delay whatever is not going to give you, it's not going to lead you to the path of that why, right? So the first thing you need to do is find your why. And if your why is not strong enough, then any cake that they bring, any soda that they bring, you're going to drink it because there is nothing strong at stake, right? There is nothing at stake. So, like, why shouldn't I drink it? Why shouldn't I eat it? Right? Why shouldn't I do this that will compromise my business, my long-term plan, if the long-term plan is not really solid, right? So find your why. And number 2, set clear goals. So in the next 3 months, I want to have a six-pack in the next 3 months. In the next 3 months, I want to build a lean, muscular physique. In the next 3 months, I want to have daily 25 sales. In the next 3 months, I want to be able to make 10 million naira every month in my business. In the next 3 months, I want to do this, I want to do that. Set a clear goal, right, and work towards it. Now, if in the next 3 months you have the goal of having a six-pack and now you just have one big one, you're going to work towards it every day. And if someone offers you some unhealthy food, you're going to be able to know that, okay, no, I should not take this because it is going to hinder my 3 months progress. So you see people doing the whole 1 month challenge, 2 months challenge, 3 months challenge, no soda challenge, 3 months home workout challenge, 3 months blah 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 blah. If you set your goal and you work towards it, then it's going to help you to delay whatever gratification, whatever instant gratification that comes to hinder that goal, right? The next one is educate yourself. You have to educate yourself. The more you educate yourself, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more you earn, the more you become a better version of yourself, right? The more you're going to find out that there are some things that you're doing that you're not supposed to do. There are some things that you're doing that you can do it better. There are some things that you're doing that, yes, you are doing it good, but you can do it in a different form, in a different format. You're going to discover that there are people who have done this before you, and you're going to copy their style, you're going to copy their way of doing things. It's going to give you confidence on what you're doing, right? Educating yourself is never going to be out of fashion, and you're going to see that, okay, this person did not get to where he wanted to get to because of him allowing himself to do these things to gain instant satisfaction. You're going to discover that, yeah, despite the fact that this guy suffered and refused so many pleasure, refused so many things over time, this guy suffered for this number of years, but at the end of the day, he was able to accomplish his goal. He was able to be successful. He was able to build a business to 6-figure, 7-figure, 9-figure. He was able to get that six-pack. He was able to build the body. He's now a professional bodybuilder and all of that thing, right? So educate yourself, read books, watch podcasts, watch videos like this, read articles and all, right? Then number 4 is get comfortable with pain and discomfort. Get comfortable with pain and discomfort. Like, refusing a pleasure right now is painful. Maybe not physically painful, but it is psychologically painful. Being thirsty, being hot, and you offering me a very cold Coke, or being hungry and you offering me a piece of cake, a piece of pizza, a piece of burger, fries, and me saying no to it, it's going to hurt me a little bit, even though the discipline is there, even though I know that, yeah, I'm making this sacrifice, but it's going to hurt me a little bit, right? I'm going to be uncomfortable a little bit, right? And that is how it is. If you want to delay gratification, if you want to delay the instant pleasure that comes with some things, you have to learn to be uncomfortable, because the process of being on a journey, the process of being on a mission, for you to get to where you want to get to and get the result, the reward that getting there will get to you, then you have to understand that the process is always not smooth, especially if you are an entrepreneur, especially if you are in business. There are so many things that you have to give up, right? There are so many things that you have to give up. If you are in fitness, there are a lot of things that you have to give up, right? And giving these things up is painful. Giving these things up is uncomfortable, especially when most people don't understand why you are doing these things, right? Especially when your friends, your family, and everybody around you are telling you, why are you doing this? And I do this, all this noise, like blocking your ears from all of this noise is painful, right? But you have to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to learn how to delay gratification, right? And the last one now is develop healthy habits. You have to develop healthy habits, and developing healthy habits is not quite easy, right? If not, it's not going to be among these points. None of these things are easy to come by, right? But developing healthy habits is something that, with discipline and sacrifice, you're going to do, and you're going to get used to it, right? James Clear gave us certain laws for habit development, right? You have to make it obvious, you have to make it satisfying, you have to make it easy, you have to make it attractive, and all of this. So if you make whatever habits you want to develop, if you make it attractive, if you make it satisfying, if you make it obvious, you put cues here and there that will always remind you to do this or not to do this, you make it attractive, then, and you stand by it, you are disciplined enough to go through the process, then in no time this good habits will just become your normal thing, become your normal self, right? So this is all about delaying gratification, right? Now, if you are into fitness, if you are into business, you are an entrepreneur, and you are going through the process of delaying gratification, I want to hear from you in the comment section. How have you been able to delay gratification in the last 1 month, in the last 2 months of business and fitness? Which temptations have you been able to resist? Which instant gratifications have you been able to resist? And how long did you stay in the process before getting the reward that you worked to get to, right? So let's hear about it in the comment section, which I definitely know will encourage other people, will encourage myself too, and encourage you yourself too. So let's hear about it in the comment section. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, you click on the subscribe button, and if you get value for this video, you press the like button and give us a thumbs up, right? So stay strong, stay productive. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.